Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up that screen. All right, a very difficult decision, and we're going to talk about whether Bryce Young will be playing. I have a pretty good hunch on this one, and based on everything I've read and listened to, and let's get into this. All right, look, this could not be more of a difficult decision for Coach Saban, because Bryce Young's probably going to want to play, but there's literally no way he's 100%. He's only been throwing some in practice. He's got him on pitch count. He wasn't even throwing the football a week ago, and this is an AC sprain, and those are difficult. Those are really not to be played with. They can be significant, and they can be problematic if you don't let them rest. And here's the latest from Nick Saban on Bryce Young's status. It says Alabama will face its toughest test of the season, and it's going to be tough. I can promise you that. But with just over 24 hours until kickoff, they have not made a decision. They're saying it's going to be game time decision. And right here, yep, game time decision for the contest. It said the coach made clear that the Heisman Trophy winner's availability will be determined on how he's able to manage the pain. If he's got pain, he's still injured in his throwing shoulder while passing the football. He said Bryce has practiced some this week. He said, I think it comes down to how does he feel, and we feel that he can throw the ball effectively enough. He's not going to hurt himself by doing it. I just don't know how much it will hurt him if he does it. He's done it on a limited basis at practice. So he's not practicing full speed. Said nobody's going to know until Saturday comes. Like, I'm not seeing it here.
I'm not seeing it here, Lloyd.
Says, yeah, I know he wants to play and thinks he can play, and then he says, we'll see about that. We know he suffered the sprain against Arkansas. He didn't play any at Texas A&M. He didn't even warm up. And we may be very well facing Jalen Milroe, who I think is going to start. And Milroe is one of those guys that, you know, he can run like the wind. He's quick. He's fast. He's all those things. His arm's real iffy, and he's also turnover prone, and he will be very nervous. And in front of 102,000 people screaming at him, he's going to be extra nervous. So that's what I think they'll do. Now, I can tell you right now, if Nick Saban plays him and he gets hurt, because let's understand what's going to happen. Here's what Bryce Young's going to look like out there. Yep, he's going to look just like this. And that's fine and good as long as he's standing up, not getting tackled by some big old dude. But here's the problem, and this is probably going to happen 10 to 15 times during the game. This right here. This is what's going to happen to him 10 or 15 times. And I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be able to, every time he gets tackled, turn to his good shoulder and go down on it. He's probably going to go down on his right shoulder. So how is that going to feel on that sprain, on that AC sprain, which is obviously significant enough to where he couldn't even throw a ball for a week or two. So I don't know. I can tell you if Nick Saban plays him and he gets hurt and he's out for the season, it's going to be like this.
How dare you?
Exactly. Everybody's going to be saying, how dare you, including Greta. So it's going to be rough. You know, it's really risky and it's really unnecessary given their schedule. Now, as you can see right here, they're playing us obviously tomorrow. The next week they play Mississippi State, which is an interconference game as far as in their division. So this is actually a more important game to them than this one. If they lose this game, and look, they could win with Milroe. Don't think for a second they couldn't win with Milroe. They could. It's by no means a gimme for Tennessee. Even if Bryce Young doesn't play, it will still be a heck of a game, and it's still going to be tough. But even if they were to lose that game, they're still in total control of their destiny. Because if they win this game and then win out, they'll be playing Georgia most likely, or us. You know, we'll see. It could be either way, depending on how we finish out. And for the Vols, as far as CEDRIC Tillman's concerned, you can see after Alabama, we basically got a bye week as far as having to play anybody of significance as far as like CEDRIC Tillman. You know, we don't need CEDRIC Tillman to beat UT Martin. So he would get an extra 2 weeks off on that ankle. And Josh Heupel said if he's not practicing 100%, he's not going to play. So I don't think he's practicing 100%. I think he'd love to play, but I kind of feel like he probably won't. Now, he may show up tomorrow and be 100% and play. We don't know. But I'm leaning towards thinking he won't. And if he doesn't, again, he's certainly not going to play against UT Martin. So, hey, give him 2 more weeks. He should be 100% by Kentucky game, and we're going to need him for that and Georgia and all the rest of the games. So, to me, I think both coaches should do the smart thing and rest their stars.
Logical.
That's right. It is logical because understand these aren't some red shirt seniors that, you know what, this is the high point of their career, the biggest game they'll ever play in, and they're going to be selling insurance or doing something 5 years from now, still talking about this game. These are two guys that can be making hundreds of millions of dollars. Bryce Young's going to be a first pick, a very first pick. And if he's successful in the NFL, he's going to get a $40 or $50 million contract after his rookie contract. And CEDRIC Tillman, he could easily make a couple $100 million as a wide receiver, as good as he is. After his rookie contract, he could be signing something, you know, for a couple $100 million bucks. So when you've got all that in your future and you're talking about one ball game, you know, come on. The pressure on those coaches, it's tough. You know, they do care about these guys. They work with them every day. I'm sure they'll be losing sleep over this if they decide to go with these two guys. If I was head coach, I would not. I'll go ahead and tell you Bryce Young would not be playing tomorrow. And if I didn't see CEDRIC Tillman at 100% in practice, he would not be playing. I don't care if they showed up and said, Coach, I can go. I'm so excited. Sit down. Go over there, get a clipboard, sit down. I'm doing this for your own good, which is what a head coach needs to do. Be the big guy and say, look, I got to protect you. You're 19, 20, 21 years old. You don't understand life well enough to know this is one moment in your life. We don't want to look back 5, 10 years from now and say, I ruined your career over one football game, and you could have been killing it in the NFL. And plus, we need you for the rest of the season. You don't think they need Bryce Young for the rest of the season? If they lost him tomorrow to, you know, a sack, and all of a sudden he's really got a problem, he's out for the next 6 weeks, they're done. They're not going to win the national championship that way. It's not going to happen. It's completely out the door. So to me, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. And I've been, like I said, I've been reading a lot and watching a lot of videos from the Alabama people. They don't think he's going to play either. They think they're going to have Milroe in there. So I'm going to kind of lean towards what they're thinking because they're around all this stuff every day. And I couldn't be more excited about this game overall, though, because I'm telling you that Neyland is going to be rocking. I believe it's going to be an all orange, which is going to be awesome as opposed to the checkerboard. So just an entire giant stadium full of orange going crazy. And I would say our people will probably be in festive spirits, to say the least.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
No. Oh, no, sir.
No.
That's right. A little bit of Grandpa's cough medicine. It's not a 12 o'clock game like it was for LSU. This is 3:30. It's not perfect. It's not at 7 o'clock, but 3:30 is plenty of time for the local folks to get imbibed. Is that a word? Imbibed? I believe it is. And as I've told you many times, when it comes to the Vols,
there's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
That's exactly right. There's no place like home. This is going to be a fantastic game. This is going to be a fantastic game, and I cannot wait for it. 3:30 tomorrow. Super excited. And like I said, I think we're going to see Milroe for Alabama, and, of course, we'll have Hendon Hooker on our side, and we'll just see how this thing plays out. I doubt we'll see CEDRIC, but you know what? We've got some good wide receivers, and they've proven out to be quite strong. So I look forward to it, and I'm sure you do too. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I've only been doing this a few months. I could use some subscribers. And we'll see you next time on Sports Dog J.